Welcome, everybody. This is G. Durrell. How's everybody doing today? Happy for you all to be in here for this Saturday afternoon. As you all know, I was at the other channel where I showed you all that I was basically moving, getting everything together. We finally finished, got everything that we needed for today. I'll be making another trip here again in maybe a week or so. So at this moment, I'm waiting on Mr. Angel Up and Up to come in. What's going on, Verla Hatch? What's up, Dr. Bombay? Appreciate y'all for coming in. I'm chilling out it's windy out here in Dallas. What's up, Psycho Candy? How you doing? Good to see you up in here. So I'm waiting on Mr. Angel Up and Up to come in. I sent him the link. We're going to be talking about some controversial issues that he discussed last week in regard to the Nation of Islam. We're going to talk about Pan-Africanism, anything related to the black community, religion. What's up, young Pappy? So we got a lot of people in here right now, so I'm basically waiting on him. I sent him the link. I was expecting him to be in the queue, but he ain't in here yet. So you doing good? All right, brother. All right, what's up, Out Light Easy? We gonna have this is gonna be a discussion, Outlet Easy, that I think you're definitely gonna be interested in. This is gonna be something right up your alley as far as the kind of content you like. So I'm gonna just kind of talk to you all for a little bit as I wait for him to come up. I was hoping he would have been in the queue already, but he's not here yet. What's up, LB? How you doing? So we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that, for those that watched Angels in Up and Up, he talked about a lot of controversial stuff last week, and so this week I'm going to question him and challenging him on some of his stances. He's going to have two other associates of his that are going to be on here today, in which we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some of these topics. So I'm just waiting on him to come in so we can get started. He's kind of running late, so I'm gonna just. Oh, here he goes. He's coming right now. So, Mr. Angel's Up and Up. What's going on, brother?
How you doing? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, we here today.
Yeah,
so we're gonna get this started. Now you told me that you are gonna also bring two of your associates. You said something about you're gonna have some people with you to come in. Are they still gonna come?
I sent the link, so if they come, they'll come. If they don't, they don't. But I did send out the I just sent them the link.
Okay, good. So I'm happy to see you here today, man. We got a lot of people coming in bright and early.
Okay.
I'm expecting to get a bigger showing today than last week, even though it was pretty good. But now that they're more familiar with you, more people coming in. I already see new faces that I didn't see last week. So that's a good sign. We got 20 in here in the first 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
That's a good sign. So we gonna have to battle a little bit in this one, because last week we gave everybody your introduction. You spoke on some controversial stuff. Now we're gonna have to try to peel it off a little bit and really see what Angel Up and Up is really his ideology, putting it to test.
Yes, sir.
This is my first question. Oh, but you know what? Before you get to that, explain to everybody your position. Explain to everybody as far as your affiliation, your religious affiliation, and so forth. So for those who hadn't seen you last week, they'll kind of know more about you.
Yes, sir. Well, to make a long story short, I first like to thank you again for allowing us to come on your platform and speak to your audience.
Right.
I'd like to send a shout out to those who are sending a shout out to me in the chat room. What up? Like Martin would say.
Okay. All right, brother.
Yeah. So have to acknowledge the people, because without the people, we're nothing. Have to acknowledge the people. But it's very simple. I have a religious background, just like many of us. I was born and raised a Baptist in rural Mississippi in the late 1960s. I joined the Nation of Islam as a teenager under the leadership of Louis Farrakhan in the 1980s. And I was incarcerated for 10 years in a mental facility for 10 years. And that's where my transformation actually begun. And that was the reason why I came to YouTube, to speak about my unjust incarceration in a mental facility. That's the reason why I came to YouTube. And
Okay.
but it was
Last week. You didn't go into detail about that, so that's something I did not know. So that's gonna now it makes sense on some of the pushback you gave me on mental illness. But I'm gonna let you continue. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So during that time period when I was incarcerated in this mental facility, that's where my transformation from one who would believe in God and spirituality, that's what transformed me, not to an atheist, because many of you would call me an atheist, one who don't believe in God. But see, the problem here is I don't acknowledge God. It's not that I don't believe in God. I cannot acknowledge what I have no knowledge of. Now, maybe you met God. Maybe you have some kind of connection to this God. I don't have that connection. I never met God. I don't know nothing about it. So I can not believe and I cannot disbelieve because I have no knowledge of your God. I've never seen your spirits or your demons. And what caused me to come to this conclusion was my experience in this mental facility, because when I went in, I was a follower or a believer in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I knew, because I was a righteous person and I've lived my life in the best manner that I could as a righteous person, I knew my God, who has the power of the universe, surely my God is not going to allow me to come into this facility unjustly and suffer. So I gave God a year, 2 years, and upon the third year, I began to question things. I'm like, something's wrong. And so I called out to Allah, and there was no response. So I decided maybe I got it wrong. Let me go back to Jesus. And I went back to Jesus, and still nothing. I got so desperate in my situation that I even began to call out for the devil himself. I told Satan, you can have my soul if you can get me out of here. And Satan did not show up. So I had to come to the conclusion something is wrong. And then I heard Pastor Ray Hagins speak. And I heard Pastor Ray Hagins say that Jesus never historically existed. And that's when that light bulb popped above my head. And I began to think to myself, I have been lied to from a child about God and spirituality. This is a lie. And it's false. It is fairy tales, it's mythology, it's lies. But that's my personal conclusion. I cannot speak for you. I cannot speak for you. That's my personal conclusion. And I feel as though I should warn others about these fairy tales that they teach us, because that's what they are. Fairy tales, mythology, cartoons, ancient cartoons, superheroes. The Justice League of America AD, BC. That's what it is. But I have no religion. I have no spirituality. I come from the same background that you come from, but because of my experience, I see that it's not real. So I began to look at things from a more realistic center. And when I began to look at things realistically, my whole situation in life, my incarceration, began to happen. As long as I believed in God, as long as I talked about Black Power, Hotep, and all that old stuff, that didn't help me either when I was locked up. All that Black Power, the Pan-African, all that stuff. I was taught all that all my life. None of it. The Supreme Wisdom, all those history books, all those things did not help me until I got the right knowledge. The right knowledge was I had to learn about psychiatry. The right knowledge was I had to understand the law and the situation I was in. When I got that right knowledge, like they say in the scriptures about Jericho and that trumpet or whatever it was, and the walls start tumbling down, that's when it happened for me, and I've been just fine ever since. And so that's where I stand. But now there's two parts of me, and we can talk about that. But the main part of me right now is something that has nothing to do with my personal view. And that's what we call the Mississippi campaign. And the Mississippi campaign is simply taking our voting power in this one geographical area, make this area strong, use your vote to take control of every town and city in the state of Mississippi. Take control of that. And we asking the whole nation of brothers and sisters in this country, let us pool our resources, use our education, use our talents to make this one geographical area strong so that it can become something that can support us, bring us power and influence. Make it strong to become a safe haven so that it can build us up, because we have nowhere to turn to at all. There's nobody that can back us up. We have no power. There's no nation we can turn to. You talk about Africa. Africa don't back us up. Africa don't do nothing for us. You talk about what we can do for Africa. Well, how can you do for Africa when you can't do for yourself? So the Mississippi campaign is a plan to bring us power and influence. Not 10 years from now, not 100 years from now, or talking about you have no idea. No, we're talking about now, because we are already in that position. If it was not for the terrorism of the South after the Civil War, our people was on their way to do that anyway. But now that we are in the position, we have the education, we have the money, we have all the tools that our people did not have, we can take over where they left off and become a power. This is the only way that we can get back into the race, because this race thing, that's exactly what it is. It's a race. It's a competition. And we are way, way behind. There's only one way that we can get back into this race to catch up with everybody else. We have to do something very, very big. It's nice to have a school. It's nice to have a recording studio and all these other little things that we do. That's not going to get the 40 million back into the position of competition with the Asians and these immigrants that's waiting on the border trying to get in here. We need to gain power. And I have never heard no other solution, nothing else that has been able to put us in that position. So that's what I'm really pushing right now, is the Mississippi campaign. Subscribe to the Mississippi campaign, Operation Exodus Mississippi. Before you talk ignorant about it, go to the website, to the YouTube channel or Facebook, Operation Exodus Mississippi. Start with the promo video to give you the foundation. Work through the other videos so that you can have an idea of where we're coming from. And also, because of our brother, D. Darrell, I am here live to clarify and entertain your sincere questions inquiry about this plan. We're going to talk about my own personal view, and that's fine and dandy. But I want us, my primary objective is our liberation. I don't want your ideology. I don't want your religion. I just want to be liberated. I want to be free. That's all. You can argue about religion and your personal whatever. Really, it don't make no difference if you're not liberated, because whatever the dominant, as Tariq Nasheed always said, whatever the dominant society decides who and what you are, they the ones that declare who and what you are. I don't care. You can say that you're a Hebrew Israelite. You can say that you're Kemetic or Christian, whatever. You can call yourself whatever you want to. The dominant, the people who rule you, tell you who and what you're going to be. That's the bottom line. So until you get liberated, till you get some power, till you get free, nobody don't give a damn about what you call yourself. Because what you really are and what we are in this nation is like 6th, 7th class citizens, nothing but a bunch of comfortable pharaoh slaves, confused on the plantation, running around like a chicken with your head cut off. I'm a Kemetic, I'm a Hebrew, I'm a this, I'm a that. All kinds of confusion and messed up. Free people don't act that way. Free people are not confused about who the hell they are. You confused. There should be solidarity. There should be unity. But your head is cut off. You have no proper leadership. And you don't know what to do. So you're just out here wandering, hoping that you might get it right. And after 40, 50 years after the civil rights movement, you still don't have it right. Because if you was getting it right, there's thousands and thousands of you out here. Why aren't you liberated? Why aren't you in Africa? Why aren't you being successful in the things that you're talking about? If you have right knowledge, the supreme knowledge and the wisdom and all these different things. Liberation. You got to get free first. I don't have to like you, Brother Darrell. You don't have to like me. But do you want to be free? Well, then we need to get together and do that. And once you get free, if you still don't like me, you can go your way, I can go my way. But we both slaves until that happens. You might have more money than I do. You might look more handsome than I am and drive a Mercedes Benz, and you know how y'all psychiatrists do y'all dizzy. But as far as this society is concerned, we both slaves. So it don't make no difference. We might feel good and better about our degree on the wall or how much money we make or who we, I took a picture with Louis Farrakhan yesterday, make us feel better. But when it's all said and done, that's feel good rhetoric. The reality is you're still a slave and you cry and nobody give a damn what you think. No, I don't care about your opinion. But see, that's the purpose of the Mississippi campaign, to give us power. So when we talk, they don't have no choice but to listen. So we scream every week, every day on YouTube. They don't care about what you're talking about. They don't care about, our conversations don't mean nothing because it's not backed up by power. It has no influence. The only time they might give you some type of play is when we get angry enough, we want to burn down some buildings or something like that, and then they give us something to pacify you, and you shut up and sit the hell down. You never stay angry. So they give the family of George Floyd $27 million. Shut the hell up. I don't want to hear about this no more. You got paid. And next thing you know, we're not going to say nothing about George Floyd no more. I have not heard you talk about Trayvon Martin anymore or Sean Bell. You mention them now and then, but you're not angry no more. You're pacified. The late, great Malcolm X said, when you're angry, you got to stay angry. Why do you think I'm talking to you today? I'm talking to you today because in order to get out from under my incarceration, I had to stay angry 24 hours a day. And even my brother, D. Durrell, who's a psychologist, can tell you what happens to a person when their mind is institutionalized. You become comfortable in your oppression. Slavery was an institution. That means we are the children of people who are institutionalized, who have learned how to live comfortable in their oppression. You cry about liberation, but you really don't know what the hell it is. You holler about freedom, you don't know what it is. So you're not going to fight and die and suffer for something you really don't know nothing about, except feel good rhetoric. I know from experience because I was incarcerated. I know from experience because I was institutionalized. So I know the effect it has had on the people. The only thing that saved me was the fact that I wasn't always locked up. But what if I was a baby born in the mental institution and that's all I knew? And that's our problem. We was born in incarceration. We was born in an institution. We wasn't never born free. That's a big problem of ours. And I would never say that psychiatry is all bad or nothing like that. It has valid points. Yes, it does. And our brother, D. Durrell, can go deep into that because that's his thing. It's a hell of a thing. But the first step in order to deal with this, we have to just accept the reality. That's what we are. You're not a god. You're not the Asiatic black man. You're not a goddess. You're not a king. You're not a queen. You are a slave on a plantation. I don't give a damn what you say your ancestors, what you used to be. I'm telling you, I'm dealing with the reality of what you are today. Nobody cares about your paycheck from last week. We're talking about your paycheck today. Your paycheck from last week was $100. Your paycheck this week might be $50. So who cares about the $100 last week? Hey, you slipping. You only got $50 this week. So we don't care about your great history of being gods and kings and queens and whatever you think that you are. You're not that right now. You're a comfortable Pharaoh slave on a plantation. And you need to do something. And if you are more than that, prove it. I'm not going to give you credit that you did not earn. If you're a god and a goddess and a king and a queen and all this kind of good stuff, prove it. You have not proved it yet. And the people in reality see that you're not a king and a queen. You don't run your neighborhood. You don't run no stores, no factories. You don't take care of yourself in no kind of manner. Oh, but y'all can talk real good. Oh, you got beautiful speeches. We are the most oratorical, charismatic people when it comes to talking. But you don't back your talk up. You don't back your talk up. What do you have to back up your talk of being a god? Nothing except talk. I don't want to just keep running, brother. If you have questions, just cut me off. Let me know.
I'm listening to you. Just give. I'm doing this again so that people that were not familiar with you last week they can understand your stance. Now, I just want you to understand that your stance in itself can be very conflictual to a lot of group of people in this section.
I know.
So you have to understand the pushback that will come from that.
Yeah.
So even myself, I think you have some points that are valid to make. I do think that if we are going to unify, we can't look at ways in which we divide ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think we have to look at our situation and not basically quarrel over petty differences when we all are in the same position. I do agree with that.
Yes, sir.
But the delivery in doing that at the same time, from my perspective, we can departmentalize our differences without you necessarily trying to invalidate the differences.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say the Kemetic stuff, this and that, the Pan African, you alienating a lot. They like with you because this is their belief.
I know.
Now, so my thing is that in gaining unity to do for self, I don't find it productive to invalidate someone's beliefs because it is beliefs. And I think sometimes and see, my thing is that when you talk about your experience, your religious experiences,
Mm-hmm.
you're basing on the fact of your inability to receive tangible responses, something that's observable, something that someone could measure or hear. And you talked about the fact that you went in one religion, you talked to God, he didn't talk back to you. You went to Jesus, Jesus didn't work. Then you called the devil and so forth. I'm like, it sounds like to me, brother, you're reaching for something that no one can validate that they receive. I mean, we have to. I mean, my thing is, what do you remember? Religion is based on belief, not on tangible, observable fact. And so my question is, why, in knowing that, you're reaching for a tangible response when in the essence of religion is a belief that does not require that.
What was your question again, brother Darrell?
I'm trying to understand in your invalidation of religion, okay? And you talked about the fact that in your religious experience, you reached out to God, you reached out to Allah, you reached out to
Yeah.
Jesus, to the devil, and you were looking for a tangible response. You didn't receive any. So my question is, I'm trying to understand, why would you look for a tangible response in religion, in which religion is based on belief? Religion is not based on observable scientific fact. So I'm trying to figure out, why would that be the case?
Okay. Well, for me, I was never taught that religion was a belief. I never was taught that. From a child in the Baptist church, I was taught that God was real. Nobody never came to me and told me, child, this is what we believe. I never was told that. Even when I converted over to Islam, nobody never. Now, on the back of the Muhammad Speaks, it talks about what we believe, but it still didn't register to me that this was a belief system. Still did not register.
Yeah, it's a belief system.
But it did not register. I did not see it that way. I always was taught and I looked at God as real, not a belief.
I mean, in your belief, you believe that he's real.
No, I believe that God was real.
No. I'm saying, but that's how other people view it.
Right.
In their belief, God is real based on their belief.
On their belief.
They don't need a observable occurrence to validate whether or not he is real or not.
Right. But for me, like I told you, the word belief did not even come up. I always viewed God as real.
Okay. So my thing is this. So then you're talking about your bout with mental illness, and you were institutionalized for 10 years for mental illness, right?
No, I was unjustly incarcerated, and a mental disorder was falsely placed upon me. That's what happened. The so-called mental illness or diagnosis was changed constantly.
Okay.
And so toward the end, they gave me what they call an otherwise specified, unknown diagnosis, because out of six doctors, maybe even 7, none of them could agree on what this illness is supposed to be. None of it.
What you're referring to is a personality disorder, not NOS, not otherwise specified.
Yeah.
That's what. So that means that in their assessment of you, they found that you had a lot of the traits of the other 12 disorders, which happens. That's something that does happen. It's very rare.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Now, I'm in some way empathetic of your experience, because there are people who have been misdiagnosed, and then there are people who have been institutionalized for a great deal, and it has negative effects. I can understand that, but that is not necessarily indicative of the mental health industry as a whole.
Right.
So I want to make sure that we differentiate between that.
Yeah, I don't condemn the whole profession. I know there's bad and good. It just so happened I was with some real bad characters. You can believe that.
Okay.
And they were so bad, I saw them actually legally murder at least 5 people. That's what I saw with my own eyes. And who's to say? And then their relatives just took what they had to say why these people died on face value. I was there. I know why they died. They was murdered. They tried to kill me. They wanted, if it wasn't for me having a connection to my family, they would have murdered me in that place.
So you feel that they would have murdered you?
I know they would have, because of my rebelliousness. I know they would have. And I told my family in front of them, if something happened to me in this place, you make sure you get an autopsy, and you make sure you check that blood really. These people have killed me.
Okay.
And they backed off.
Okay. So tell me, when was the last time you received any mental health services?
Since 2007.
Okay. I have a lady by the name of Sister Noble. Is this one of your
yes.
Okay, so I'm bringing Sister Noble up.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing?
Okay.
I'm happy for you to come in. So I have one other question, then I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So again, brother. Now I'm gonna get into some other aspects of as far as differences and so forth. But it's unfortunate that you experienced that from a mental health side, because I mean, like I said, those things do happen. Occurrences of that do happen. It's unfortunate that it happened to you. But I just want to, as a mental health professional myself, I just have to, in regards to that, say it's not indicative of the system as a whole. You know, unfortunately, that unjustly happened. And in your situation, you should have sued them. Did you sue them for what happened?
They won't allow you to sue these people. They are protected under the law. It's they're protected under the law, just like
that. That's not necessarily true.
Well, I couldn't.
They're still liable. They mental health facilities get sued all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you can file something, which I did, but the chances of it going to trial, it's chances are it's not going to happen, because their defense is just like police officers and doctors. I was just doing my job. I didn't do it intentionally. See, when you when you do something,
it's a little bit more than I would just do
let me
job.
say this.
You have to show evidence of doing that job. You have to have clinical notes. You have to have the evaluation. They have to look at how you responded to your medication. I mean, it's
D. Durrell, let me tell you something.
No, I'm just being honest
here.
As a professional.
Look, the system itself is corrupt. They already know this. The court is corrupt. Let me tell you something.
They can't lose. That doesn't mean that you couldn't win a court case.
How you gonna win a court case when they won't allow you to sue?
That's not true, brother. You can't sue.
Yeah, you can sue. Look, all these people are in cahoots. All of them, the doctors, the doctors, the courts, all of them is in cahoots. They know that they have. Now there are people who have certain mental disorders or whatever, they have problems, but it's not enough to make a whole lot of money on. There's a lot of people in these mental institutions, ain't nothing wrong with them. People are thrown in these mental institutions because some of their families want to get a hold of their money,
Okay.
or they want to just take somebody like me. I can fill a bed, and that's $600 a day from the state government to this facility. It's all kinds of reasons than the real reason. Matter of fact, the people that actually needed the treatment didn't get nothing. Don't you know? There was a person that came to them. They said, I have a problem. Help me, help me. They called the police and they went to jail. They did not go to a mental facility. They asking for mental help. I'm trying to get out. They trying to get in. They want the help. I don't need your damn help. And they sent them to jail. Called the police and sent them to jail.
That scenario doesn't make any sense, but we're gonna revisit that. We're gonna revisit that. Hold on.
Now, I'll tell you this too, Brother Darrell. I never took their medication. I cuffed it. And I got a video on YouTube showing the medicine that I cuffed. And I told the judge, this is why I'm telling you that the court system, federal and state, they already know the corruption in these places.
Yeah, I never said that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But the story itself has holes in it. The way you're describing it, and maybe and I understand you don't want to tell everything, every integral aspect of it.
I don't mind.
There's some things as a professional I'm looking at, and I'm like, I've seen people sue for less and win. So I have difficulty thinking that you couldn't sue and win, because I've seen people sue for a lot less and won. So let me go to what's your name, sister, again?
My name is Sister Noble.
Yeah, Miss Sister Noble. How are you doing today, Queen?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Great. So tell us about yourself and so forth.
I mean, well, right now I am sitting here, thinking about how we can liberate ourselves.
Great.
But also I wrote a book called God is on Trial, How Religion Keeps Humanity Under Mind Control and Fear, which is available on Amazon Kindle currently for $3.99. The paperback is $13.99 with tax.
Okay.
I published this book on June 29, 2020. And it is a book for those who are still trapped in the matrix of religious mind control programming, including spiritual programming. We are spiritually enslaved under religious indoctrination, and it is time for us to liberate ourselves, not only from religious mind control programming and the fear of going to hell and the fear of some deity, some man coming out the sky. It's just time for us to liberate ourselves from under not only this religious mind control programming, but also from under the system of racism and pink supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I really mean what I say. I'm not comfortable in this BS. I get up and, I have a job. I only work part-time. I get up and I have a job. Some days I don't want to be bothered with that job. And, some days I don't want to be bothered with, paying bills and rent, and some days I just don't want to be bothered. Some days there has been times I didn't want to be here, but that was partly due to, being in a state of depression after my mom passed in October 2017. She died of uterine cancer, and I became depressed and had suicidal thoughts. I left Christianity alone for the second time in early 2019. But let me give you a backstory. I was raised in Christianity, brought up in Christianity my whole life, and then I became a Hebrew Israelite in 2016, and I got the hell out of there. I never discontinued my membership at my traditional Christian church. I just, started studying with GOCC. Are you familiar with GOCC, Gathering of Christ Church?
I vaguely heard about them. I don't know a
Yeah.
whole lot of it, but I have heard of that term before.
Yeah, I started studying with GOCC in 2016. I was with them, dealing with them about a year. About a year. And I got the hell on out of that too.
Okay.
And I stayed. Yeah, I stayed at my former church until I got the hell away from there too in early 2019. Okay, and I'm just, I'm at a point now. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. And we need to do more than just talking. We need to actually put some action behind our talk. Because knowledge is power if it is applied to your current condition. If you don't take this knowledge and apply it to liberate yourselves physically from under the system of pink supremacy and racism, then what good is the knowledge? How is the knowledge benefiting you? What good is it? And that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now, currently. What good is this knowledge? All this knowledge we have of self, knowledge of the Bible, knowledge of the Quran. We know this and that and third. And, okay, well, what are we going to do with this knowledge? How are we going to take this knowledge and apply it to liberate ourselves physically from under the system of racism and pink supremacy? Unless people are comfortable in this bull, and that's the only thing I can think of. Folks are comfortable. You're comfortable here. Me personally, I couldn't bring no child into this. I couldn't bring no child here to be a slave. I couldn't do it personally. And but people are comfortable. They have their kids and they have their grandkids and they all on Instagram and Facebook flashing, putting up pictures, happy face pictures and all that, and they so comfortable and they love living here in America, and right now it is probably the best country right now for people of color and for Black people and for the American Negro right now, because around the world they don't care about us like that. I'm just saying, around the world they really don't care about the American Negro. What we are calling the American Negro, what other people have named us, really, the American Negro, they don't care about us like that in Africa. Unless you got a lot of money. Unless you're a T.I., Tiny, a Beyonce, and a Jay-Z, and Michelle Obama, and a Barack Obama. I mean, I'm just telling you, they don't care about us. They don't care about us like that. They don't. So
okay. So
my thing is, say what?
So my thing is that I'm hearing the both of you, and what I'm hearing from you, you both have very similar paths that have led you to this epiphany that you all are describing of regards to religion not being a means of liberation or that belief system. So when I look at the Operation Mississippi Exodus and the temple that you have, can you please describe to me what is the essence of this temple? What? Because it sounds, I took it as a religion. So explain to me what is the purpose of this. I mean, because it sounds like a belief system to me from what I've seen. I mean, tell me something else, because that's what I'm seeing. So when I'm hearing you say this, I see another organization that is indoctrinating people to believe in a certain way, just like any other religion, and it's doing the same thing. Now,
well, brother, let me ask you a question. What do you believe in? What do you believe in, brother? You asking us questions about this reality temple on earth internet ministry. What do you believe in?
Hold on, wait a minute. It's not
what do you
about
believe
what
in?
I believe. Hold on, wait a minute. It's not about what I believe in, because
do you believe in God? Do you believe in Allah? Do you believe in Hindu? I mean, what is it?
Hold on, sister. I'm the interviewer. I need everybody. Hold on, listen. Everybody here knows what I believe in. You're new to the platform, so we want to understand you. Okay? So my question is, I'm trying to figure out, being that you all have, and I'm gonna be honest with you, you all have given some very logical explanations for things and critique. What you're saying is not necessarily false. Okay? I'm not saying that. but I'm trying to understand the temple itself. Can you go into detail of the temple and its purpose?
Well, first of all, because I was influenced by religion, that's why it's a temple.
Come on, brother. Wait a minute. Wait, that's a contradiction.
No, listen. First of all, listen to what I'm saying. You want me to explain
hold on, wait
where
a minute. How you wait, listen to me. Hear me out. Just let me get the question.
Okay.
Please explain to me in your critique and the disparaging things as far as your experience and the lack of evidence. Why, in the fact of your lack of evidence to support your reason to support religion, you would take a religious term to create another organization? To me, it sounds like if you want to speak from a logical standpoint, logically speaking, you would pick names or do certain things that totally are the direct opposite of what you've been influenced by, being that you yielded it to be of no value to you. So explain that to me.
Well, first of all, I never said that these things wasn't of value. I never
really?
said.
You said it was
I never
no
said
God.
it wasn't. I never said there wasn't. I never said that. I never said
no God. Did you say it was
that's
no
right.
God?
That's right.
So if you're saying there's no God, anything that is the fundamental belief that leads to all the other writing, scriptures, scrolls, and everything else. If you believe that there's no God, everything that comes from that is of no value.
If you know what my temple is, why do I have to explain it? Since you know what it is.
No, I'm
trying to tell you.
I don't.
Well, I'm trying to explain it.
Hold on,
wait a minute. Let me explain how it came to be.
Hold on, listen to me. I'm giving y'all the floor, but I gotta ask questions here and there to create dialogue. So my thing is that I don't understand. That's why I'm asking the question. I want you to clarify because I don't really understand.
Right.
So I'm asking, can you give me the concepts, the fundamental beliefs? Because it sounds like a religious organization that just so happen to be different from other belief systems. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would think that before we even had this conversation, and you had a week since our last.
No, wait a minute. No, brother. It's not about what I had. No, you're not answering the question. I'm
answering the question.
Answer the question.
I'm answering the question right now. Allow me to answer the question.
Brother, up and up. Angel, up and up.
No, it's Angelsnupnup7.
Brother, listen. Hold on. Listen. This is a show. We have people that don't understand. That's the purpose of it's not for me. This is for the people who are listening. Okay? Can you please clarify to them about the temple? This is not for me. This is for them.
I'm getting ready. That's what I'm doing.
So, but you're trying to assess why I should not know certain things. I'm saying this for the purpose of the show.
Right.
So I just want to get to that.
Again, I want to say this. Since our last get together, it should have been expedient upon you that.
See, you going back. You're not answering the question.
I'm going to answer the question. I'm making a comment about yourself,
brother. This is not about me. This is about you. You can explain your temple better than I can.
I am going to do that.
No, but
I'm going to do that.
You can't reflect on what I don't know.
Okay, we're going to skip that because you can't show responsibility for yourself.
Listen, I asked a simple question. Can you please clarify and give the purpose, the content, the talking points of the temple? This is for everybody.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Again, so in doing that, you can't reflect on my lack of research.
Right. Okay. Right.
That's irrelevant. Whatever I did is irrelevant.
Right. Let me roll.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me roll. The Reality Temple on Earth rejects all religion, all spirituality, all pro-blackness, scholarship, Pan-African teachings, all of it. I view it as cartoons, mythology, superhero Disneyland stuff.
Right.
So there's nothing to believe in. The reality's temple is exactly what the name refers to. It's the temple of reality. And
Right.
religion does not copyright and own a copyright or a patent to temple. I can have a temple. It does not have a copyright or a patent on righteousness. I can be righteous. I don't have to believe in God and be righteous. Matter of fact, I guarantee you, I'm probably more righteous than the majority of people that believe in God. Myself.
That's
And
subjective.
I don't even know God. They don't hold no patent on these things. You don't have no patent or no copyright on no words.
Right.
I can be a temple. This temple so happened to belong to reality, that which is logical, that which you can analyze, being able to use your common sense, realistic, factual, nothing beliefs.
Right.
As factual as we can be. No beliefs, no spirits, no demons.
Can I say something?
It's not a religion, has nothing
Right.
to do with religion at all.
Okay. But listen to me. Now I understand that, because see, I had questions about this, because when it came to Black liberation, we're all open for taking white money. And that's the issue I had. And we talked about that last week. And my thing is that you can't truly be liberated if you're taking money from other people, because he who takes the money from the person, that's the person that controls the strings. Okay. Now we have a difference of opinion in that. But that's okay. I seen the videos. I saw the website, the videos. I know what you take. To me, this is my perception.
Okay.
My perception is that when I looked at the videos, I looked at the temple. In my sense, you seem like a group of people who have a certain sense of logic and somewhat, I don't know whether or not to say the term atheist or is it more scientific in a sense, but it seems like a cross between being more scientific and logical and atheist. That's what I've gathered.
I ain't no atheist, brother.
Yeah.
Well, atheist is no belief in God. I mean, he clarified no belief in God.
Brother,
That's what atheism means.
I'm not an atheist.
But atheists don't have a belief in God. What do you mean?
I'm not an atheist. I just explained my position. I'm not an atheist.
But
let me make my disclaimer right now.
But you said you don't believe in God.
Let me make
I'm not an atheist though.
Wait a minute, but that's what atheists don't believe in God.
Let me make my disclaimer.
First of all, you don't label me. Nobody labels me.
No,
Let me make my disclaimer.
But that's a legal definition.
I don't care. I don't care what the legal definition. That's not who I am.
Let me make my
disclaimer. That label. You don't want the label of what you practice.
I'm not an atheist. If you can show me clear, convincing, and overwhelming evidence that God exists, I will embrace it.
That's the same
I've never
talking
seen
point of an
God.
atheist.
I'm not an atheist.
An atheist has the same talking point.
No, they don't. Atheists don't like me either. Atheists don't like me.
Okay, wait. Explain to me the talking point of an atheist.
In order to be an atheist, you must believe in a God. You must somehow believe in the God. You just don't believe in him.
Wait, that makes no sense.
But that's what you have to be an atheist.
God, but then you don't believe in him. That's
an atheist.
No, atheists don't have a belief, period.
But see, I don't believe or disbelieve because I don't have no knowledge of it.
Brother, atheists don't believe.
Well, I don't know. Talk to an atheist. I'm not an atheist, so you talking to the wrong person.
Atheists. I know what atheism means.
But I'm not an atheist.
I don't tell me. But
don't tell me who or what I am.
Bro, I'm hearing contradictions.
I am not an atheist.
I'm hearing contradictions.
Let me make my disclaimer.
I'm gonna go to the sister. Go ahead, sister.
I just want to make my disclaimer.
Yeah.
Okay. My views expressed here today is not necessarily those of Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry.
Okay.
And Angelsnupnup7.
Okay.
Okay.
With that being said, I am not an atheist.
Okay. What? Okay. So tell me.
And furthermore, my
Hold
book,
on.
if you read my book, you would know that I'm not an atheist.
Okay.
Just by reading my book, you would know it.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but
You would know it
nobody has
right off
read
the
your.
rip, just
Hold
by
on. But
reading my book.
hold on. Listen. Nobody has
Yeah,
read your book yet. So my thing
yeah.
is, please clarify to me, and we will read it. I'm gonna check your book out myself. But what I want to
Mm.
know is, please tell me in your position, what's the difference between you and an atheist?
Agnostic. Agnostic is the
Oh, so
legal.
you're an agnostic.
Agnostic is the legal term. Let me give you a definition straight up. Agnostic. Huh. Wow. Agnosticism is the view that the existence of God, of the divine, or the supernatural is unknown or unknowable. Brother, I don't know.
Mm.
I haven't seen Jesus. I haven't seen Allah. I have not seen Yahweh. I certainly don't see Jesus delivering anybody from sexism or racism or child trafficking or human trafficking. I don't see Jesus delivering nobody. I don't see Jesus saving nobody. The world is a really horrible and dangerous place.
Okay.
And there's a lot going on in the world, brother. Just
Right.
because you're safe and sound, you know, like I am over here, it's a lot going on around the world.
Mm.
Kids going missing, women turning up missing. In fact, a young lady went missing in January. She was found dead. She was found dead in the back of her own vehicle. Her name was Taja Dye. Taja Dye. She went missing in Virginia, and her body was discovered in the back of her own vehicle. In the back seat of her own vehicle in a residential neighborhood. Okay. Her birthday was February the 11th, and she would have been 24 years old. She went missing in January, and her birthday was February the 11th, and she was still missing. And she was discovered dead in the back
Okay.
of her own vehicle in a residential neighborhood. So, I hear people, I listen, and all that. And, people tell me that Jesus is real, and God is real, and this and that and the third. And I'm just looking at the world, and I'm just looking at the stuff that's going on in the world. And I'm like, really? Really? And I don't see Jesus delivering nobody from sexism, from racism, from child trafficking, from human trafficking. I don't see Jesus doing nothing to save anybody. And furthermore, we must save ourselves. We're going to have to save ourselves. I mean, if you want to be saved, you're going to have to save yourself. Now,
Okay. I agree with
I
that.
have less than 50 years left on my time clock. So, baby, I'm 46 years old. I have less than 50 years left on my time clock. I won't be here when the shit really hit the fan for Black folks in this country, the so-called Negro in this country. I won't be here. Hopefully. I'm just saying, hopefully. Okay.
Okay.
I don't have any kids, so I don't have to worry about no kids being here either. But
Okay.
it's time to show and prove. It's time to show and prove. I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen Jesus.
All right.
Okay. I ain't seen God or Allah or deliver any of us.
Okay. Okay. So brother, angels up and up. Can you I had a question in which they wanted to know, do you believe that as far as a God in man, as far as God consciousness and as far as spiritually being in man himself, would you be open to believing God being an aspect of man?
I don't like, because of the influence of religion and how we view what God is or whatever. I reject, like I told you, I reject the concept of God in man, in an elephant, in a zebra, whatever. I reject all that stuff. It's cartoon,
Right.
fairy tale nonsense.
Okay.
I also told you, and see, this is the thing. Now, I'm telling you, I am not atheist. If you want to call me,
No, I
if
said,
you just got to
I
call
didn't
me
call you
something.
anything. I said you sound like. I
Yeah,
didn't say,
okay. I sound like. But if I have to have a label,
your
you can
sister,
call me a realist.
listen, brother.
That's,
The
you can
sister
call me a
said
realist.
agnostic. Would you say you're agnostic?
What?
Huh?
I'm not an agnostic.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking you that because she said she is. She's more
Right.
like an agnostic. So
No, my
I was
position
wondering
is,
if you had the similar situation.
no, my position is God does not exist, and I stand on that, period.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
position.
That's your position.
Yeah.
Okay.
However,
Sure. Good enough.
if you can show clear, convincing, and overwhelming evidence that God exists, I can embrace that. Now you enter from the realm of belief to knowledge, and I can accept that. However, again, even if God was real and we know, I'm still not going to bow down and worship your God. I'm still not going to do it. I'm not going to be a slave to nobody. God, alien, man, elephant, zebra, or whatever. I'm not bowing down and worshiping nobody. Nothing. I'm tired of slavery. Slavery stops here. No more worship. No more bowing down to the Most High's law, other people's laws and dictatorship. I'd rather be dead than bow down to be somebody's slave. This is my life. This is my life. If you did not want me to have life, you shouldn't have brought me here. This is mine. Just like if you give me a car. If you give me a car, it's my car. Don't come and tell me how to drive the car, where to go, blah, blah. This is my car. If it's my car, I do what I want with the car. If you want to do something else, here, take your car back. I'll rather walk. God don't impress me. Your God do not impress me. You keep telling me about how this God got all this power, and this God gonna do this, and this God gonna do that. Where is it? Haven't seen it yet. You've been waiting thousands of years. Nobody in their right mind is gonna wait thousands of years. You're not gonna wait thousands of years for a pizza. You're not gonna wait thousands of years for a cab to come, but you're willing to wait for thousands of years. Do you know how many people that believe the way that you believe have died, come and died? Generations of people that believe this, and this God, whatever it is, ain't never showed up yet. How long you gonna wait? How long you gonna wait? I'm not waiting no more. I'm gonna take my destiny in my own hands. And if you do believe in God, God gave you a brain. If you do believe in God, God gave you hands. Take care of yourself. And if you are God, then if God can create the heavens and the earth, and God can do all these different things, how easy is it for God to take control of the state of Mississippi? That should be nothing. Easy. But we can't do it. You don't have no control of your neighborhood. You don't have no control of the supermarket down the street. You don't have no control of nothing. You don't even have control of your life. Other people, other men tell you what you can and cannot do. Another man that hates your guts. You filing your taxes. Why are you filing your taxes? Because another man said, if you don't, I'll come and take everything that you got. That's why. That's the God that got power.
Yes.
Whereas your God don't give you no power. Because if your God, if I had a God that had power, I wouldn't file no damn taxes. Because my God backs me up. God told me I don't have to give you no damn taxes. I don't have to pay tax.
Okay. Let me ask some more questions. Okay. All right, we got this because we did this kind of repeating from last week. So let me ask this question about the temple. Describe to me the activities that occur in the temple.
The
What do you do in the
activities
temple?
that occur in the temple. Well, first of all, it's just a
Yeah,
name.
like
First of all, it's just a name. That's all it is. There is no
I
religious
didn't ask
affiliation.
about the name. I asked about the activity.
Right. The activity right now is we are pushing Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. That's the activity that's currently happening in the temple. And many people come to this temple. Atheists come to this temple, agnostic. There are Muslims, there are white people, there are Chinese people, there are people in Europe, there's people in Africa. I associate with almost anybody in the temple. But the thing about the temple is the foundation and what we agree upon, because I don't always agree with everything that Sister Noble says. And I know she don't agree with everything that I say, but we have a foundation that we want to be free. That's what we all agree upon. And I can push my personal, see, that's why I was telling you, the Mississippi campaign and my own personal ideology and how I believe is different. Mississippi campaign has nothing to do with your ideology or your beliefs. The Mississippi campaign is just a vessel, it's
That's
just a
not what I'm,
tool that we can
brother.
use.
Angel, up and up. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking about the activities.
What
What
do you ask?
are the day-to-day operations of you reaching your goal? Like when you all meet, what does that comprise of? Like as far as your meetings and so forth. What do you all do when you gather? Like what is the conversation?
Right now, the
Hello?
top priority conversation, like I told you, the top priority conversation right now is Operation Exodus Mississippi. That's it.
So
How to promote. And I thank you very much for allowing us to come to your platform. The number one priority is getting this message out, getting this plan, because the people cannot make a decision. They cannot make a choice about something they don't know nothing about.
Okay.
So
now
the reason why I'm here is really not to talk about my personal ideology or how I feel. It's to push this plan, because this plan can take us where we really need to be quick. We need to do that.
People want to know. The people that saw you last week, I'm asking questions that the people wanted me to ask you because they want to know the integral aspects of the operation of the temple itself. If they were to become a member, what do they experience? What is the experience like? They would like to know as far as what do you do? Is there membership dues? Is there tithes and offering? I mean, you're telling me stuff, but you're not going in depth with what someone would experience being there. They want to know that this is if you're telling us that this is the way we should go and we should follow this route. You need to paint a picture of what the experience is going to be like in this organization. We can go through. We already this because to me, if your whole basis is on disputes, is disputing why you shouldn't believe in something, nobody's going to join that. So we want to know, what is it like being a member of the temple?
There's no membership in the temple.
It's what?
There's no membership in the temple.
Okay, so how the temple make money?
I don't ask for money. We're not asking for no money.
Well, how you operate without money? Who paying the bills?
I pay the bills.
So you gonna fit the bill for the whole temple, for everything that goes on. Nobody pays nothing.
The only one who is the temple is me. I'm the only one. And I have around me team members who come together.
Repeat that again.
I have team members who come around me, and we come together so that we can talk about how are we going to liberate ourselves out of this situation. See,
So wait. Let me. So you said it's just you and 3 other members.
I don't have no members.
Well, who? Well, you said 3 other people, right?
I didn't say 3. I did not say 3. I said I have people that come around me.
Okay. And who are these? Like, what do these people represent? Like, are they in agreements with you? Do they want to? They just come to bring ideas? I mean, because I'm not hearing any structure here.
What kind of structure do you need in order to break out of jail?
You need a lot of structure because you have to galvanize people together under one situation, under one common goal.
And that's what we're
takes
doing.
structure and planning. But
That's what
I'm
Mississippi
saying
campaign is about.
Is basically you have a building where you're just loosely talking about ideas and nothing is manifesting from that.
Brother, he think reality's temple on earth is like a ministry, like a real
Right.
ministry.
No, that's not what I'm thinking. No. That is not what I'm thinking. I'm asking
real,
you.
you mean a real building?
Hold on, listen.
You talking about a real building?
Right.
I get. Wait, listen, guys, listen. You got to let me ask the question. This is not an infomercial. This is an interview. So, what I'm telling you is that, and this is the same thing that was said yesterday. They want to know. People are trying to understand what is this, and they're not getting enough information. It's like you're talking around what it is. Give us specifics. We're not hearing specifics. I mean, I don't know what other way to put that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what other way. I don't know what other way. I don't know what other way to tell them.
Listen, guys. Listen. Wait. We can't have everybody talking over me because I let you all speak for 5 to 10, 15 minutes. I don't say anything. Okay, but I got to provide structure and validation for the people who want to understand. What they're hearing a lot, again, is disproving what you should believe and why you shouldn't believe this, and that's fine. You have your points on that. So I'm trying to figure out, what are you doing? Like, what is the basis of the temple and how can it benefit us? What's the structure, what the activities are, the planning, the scheduling. I mean, I need to know that. What is this?
Okay.
I think that's a legitimate question.
It is. It's a legitimate question. Now,
you don't show your face, brother.
No, I'm choosing not to because I'm driving right now.
Oh.
Yeah, he has a lot of video. He shows his face on. He's
Brother,
not a faceless person.
Angels up and up, no. I show my face all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. First of all, I guess I'm unorthodox. The Reality Temple is not an organization. It's just a ministry.
It's a ministry. That sounds like religion.
No, it's just, again, religion does not dictate nothing. I can. You ever heard of the ministry of the in the cabinets in the United States?
Right.
Has nothing to do with religion. There is no. This is just the Reality Temple is just my opinion, my ideology. That's all that it is. It is not an organization.
It's not an organization.
Where those who come and listen under my voice, we try to keep it as realistic as possible. We do not entertain religious dogmatism, spiritual dogmatism, your divinity, your melanin, your 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th eyes, and whatever this other stuff that you're talking about. I don't entertain that. I don't do that. This is a place where we come together where the majority of people, like I say, there are Christians who listen to me. There are people from all walks of life that listen to me. And They take what they like and they just push aside to the rest, but they understand I'm their brother and my number one priority is liberation. How to get the hell out of this predicament once and for all. And we're not playing games here. You've been playing games. All this other religious stuff, that's fine and dandy. But you had years and years and years, and you're not making no kind of progress at all. And the people are tired of losing. You should be tired of losing.
But I asked the question of the operations. I never got an answer about that. That was the question. I was wanting to get an answer.
Operation Exodus is new. And we're trying to let the people know what it's about, the plan, so we can organize.
So there's no organization?
Huh?
So there's no organization at this point?
No, there's no organization at this point, no.
Okay.
That's the purpose, to find the right minds in order to organize, because it's going to take more than me. To take control of a state, I have no idea. It's going to take everybody we can get our hands on, because I don't know. I don't know. But I understand that the foundation that we work from, if we implement it, I know, not believe, I know that it can work. Okay. I know it can work. But the Reality's Temple is just my ideology, my opinion. I don't seek followers. Matter of fact, I would tell you that the Reality's Temple is nothing but living your life in nature. There is no religion in nature. What is the religion of deers? What is the religion of the spirituality of elephants? Of a tree? A tree is just a tree. An elephant is just an elephant. I just want to be a human being living my life. All these other things was manufactured by men, not even by God. They was manufactured by men, because if God created the heavens and the earth, why God did not leave us these names? Why God didn't leave us a message of the deer religion? What is the deer religion? The deer is God. What is the nature of the deer? There is none. The deer just live their life. The bee is just a bee. Elephant is just an elephant. I just want to be a human being. But when we become a slave, then the slave master label you. You are atheist. You agnostic. You comedic. Whoever run you, label you. Name you like you name your pet dog. Spot.
You going back to that again? Okay,
I'm not Spot. Okay. I'm not Spot. You don't name me. I'm free. I don't have a slave master. I know who I am.
Okay. You said you're a slave.
In this situation, yes, I have no problem with saying I'm a slave. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I want to ask you, brother Angelsnupnup7, are you open to having debate with anybody that wants to come up, or do you just prefer just having an interview with me? It's up to you all. It doesn't make. I'm
really not interested in debating folks. They've been debating people on YouTube since 2005, 7, or whatever it was. And the thing about a debate is, when it's all said and done, it don't make no difference what evidence you present. No matter what you say, these people gonna believe what they believe. I'm not into the debate thing. I'm too old for it. I'm not interested. When I was in my 30s and 40s, I'll be a happy camper. I debate you 24 hours a day. I'm too old for that now, and it's nonsense. It's nonsense. I've seen these debates over and over, and what do they do for you? Nothing.
Okay.
You're still a slave in the white man's house.
So describe to me, where do you see the temple being in the next 5 years? What are your goals as far as what you're trying to obtain, as far as reaching your goal? Where the state of it as far as this operation should be at in the next 5 years?
Well, I'll tell you this. As long as I'm alive, I would try to let as many people know about this plan and this idea. And it's up to them where they want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's not up to me. If you want to be a comfortable Pharaoh slave, talking about Allah Akbar,
brother,
Marcus
brother,
Garvey,
you gotta
the King,
understand.
if that's what you want to do,
Hold on,
that's your business.
You keep why do you, to say that you are an agnostic?
I'm not agnostic.
Okay, whatever you want to consider yourself. Why do we have to keep going back to other people's religion if you just stated that the religion is out of it? You keep referring back to that. I see that as being problematic.
I'm referring to it because it's the thing that's causing division among us.
But you're going to turn people off if you keep referring.
I don't care.
You're going to turn people off if you keep referring to the very thing you said you want to get away from. If we're going to have a conversation about liberation, we shouldn't bring up religion, period.
Let me tell you something.
Left at the door.
Brother Darrell, let me tell you something. We too old to be crybaby. Oh, you talked about my Jesus. Oh, you talked about my Jesus. Oh, you talked about my Kemet. Oh, y'all crying like little baby. Oh, you talked about my Farrakhan. Y'all crying like little babies and cheering up. Wham. And Similac still coming out your mouth. Wham. Come on, let's get real.
Come on, man. I'm giving a legitimate reason. I'm just saying, like, if we.
You're supposed to be grown people. And you crying because somebody talked about.
No, but you keep, if you're trying to bring people together, but you're bringing up something and you're talking about it in a disparaging manner that you know people are sensitive about, you're going to turn people away.
Let them turn away.
Huh?
This is for grown people. This grown people talk.
Okay. You're going to be by yourself. You're going to be by yourself grown. You're going to be grown by yourself.
No problem.
Okay, and then so if you
keep doing what you're doing,
you're gonna do it by yourself. You're gonna do all this by yourself.
No, I'm not gonna do it by myself.
So I'm giving you this. I'm telling you this out of love.
I understand what you're saying.
The approach.
I understand what
you're not going to work.
Look,
if you continue to talk disparaging about people's religion, if religion is supposed to be irrelevant, it's going to be a problem.
Brother
you just said you don't want to debate about it, okay? We're not going to debate about it, but we continue to talk about it. I'm just being honest with you.
I have on speakerphone. I don't want to take you off guard. I have on speakerphone another brother that's one of our team members, brother Talib, is on the speakerphone.
Okay, so you have team members. See, I need to know that. See, that's what I was trying to figure out. You have team members.
Yeah,
that's the structure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to learn the structure. I'm asking you this. I'm vetting you. This is the vetting process for me. I may want to join, but I need to understand.
You can't join.
I need to understand.
It's not nothing to join. You can't join.
I may want to.
You can't join your life.
I may want to be a part of it.
Well, you can do that.
Okay, so but I need to vet, and people here want to hear me vet to see maybe if they want to be, because we're gonna continue to talk about this. I would like. I'm gonna say this, brother. What's the sister name? What's your name again, sister?
Sister Noble.
Miss Noble. I would like to have continuous dialogue with you all about this.
Okay.
I am very interested in what you're saying, because I'm gonna be honest with you. The economic side of what you talked about makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And so I want to get more into all of that. That's really what, because to me, I think that aspect of it is the most attractive.
Yeah.
So So I'm gonna ask Miss Noble. What is your stance as far as Mississippi being the state as far as where we can kind of build an economic basis for us to control and so forth? What do you think about that? Give me your views on how that can be obtained.
Well, first of all 40 million of us is not going to fit in the state of Mississippi.
Right.
Okay. And Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign is about taking control of the politics of one particular state in the South, which, is the vanguard of the South, which is one of the poorest states in the Union, called Mississippi.
Right.
All 40 million of us is not going to fit in the state of Mississippi.
Right.
Okay, now the state of Mississippi predominantly has a black population.
Yeah, about 35%.
Yeah, yeah, more than that.
Okay.
Okay, more than that. But I want to also talk about Charles Blow's book called "The Devil You Know."
I know, but I understand the
A Black
book, but
Power
I
Manifesto.
asked the question in regards to your stance on the economics of it. I want to. I mean,
Okay.
we could talk about the book, but I want to kind of get your stance on that
Yeah,
because
I'm getting into that right now.
okay,
Okay, like I said, Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign is about taking control of the politics of one particular state in the South, which
right,
is the vanguard of the South, one of the poorest states in the Union, which is Mississippi.
right,
Okay, now we need to, well, there needs to be a great migration back to the South.
okay,
It's just that simple. Black people need to consolidate and they need to unite. Okay, and there needs to be another great migration of the American Negro back to the South for the purpose not just to get money, but also for the purpose to build economic power.
okay,
Because a lot of us got money, not all of us, but a lot of us got money. I work a part-time job. I don't make a whole lot of money, but a lot of us got money. We just don't have any economic power. So
right,
therefore, we need to control the politics of a particular state. We'll just start with the state of Mississippi. Okay, we need to control the politics of that particular state. Put our own elected officials, in Washington D.C. Put our own elected officials from among us in the Congress, in the Senate, okay? Folks that will do our bidding because we control the politics of that one particular state, which is the state of Mississippi. That's what Operation Exodus Mississippi is about. It is about having a safe haven for the American Negro, and not necessarily right now, but for the future, because Angelsnupnup7 and I see problems for the American Negro in the future. We see that there is a possibility that we could go extinct in this country. We see that right now, that we could go extinct in this country within 100 years from today.
okay,
If we don't obtain our own resources, if we continue to rely upon these other people for resources, that's going to be a problem for your future generations. All your grandkids and great grandkids that's going to be here, if you have children right now, if they have children, it's going to be a future for it's going to be a problem for your future generations. Okay. If we as a people called the American Negro do not unite and do not consolidate power for ourselves, okay, and if we don't get our own resources, that could be a problem in the future. Do you understand that they're talking about the median income for Blacks by the year 2053 will be zero? Did you hear about that? Have you heard about that?
yes, I have heard about that.
That's a problem. That's a problem for us anyway. Now, like I said, we got money, we just don't have any economic power. That's the problem. We don't have it, and therefore, if you don't have any economic power, you don't have any political power. You can see that. You can see that right now. Now, yeah, you look and see some black faces in the Congress and in the Senate, but they're not really working on the Black American Negroes' behalf.
Right.
They're working, I guess, for their own interests. Whether that be the Arab Muslims community or the Jewish community, or I'm just telling you, or the LGBT community, they're working, or the immigrant folks, the immigrants. Now, they're they're actively undermining the American Negro in this country by allowing all these immigrants to flood this country. And guess where these immigrants are going to be placed predominantly? In the southern states. They're going to be placed predominantly here in Atlanta, throughout Georgia. You understand? They're undermining you. They're basically, they're basically allowing all these immigrants, and it's going to be millions of immigrants that are going to flood this country, and they're going to mainly be stopped in the South, in the southern states. And that's a problem for the American Negro, because guess what? That's going to take away jobs, a lot of jobs from Black teens, because these immigrants don't mind. They don't mind working and making $7.25 an hour. They don't mind doing that, and that's the current minimum wage, $7.25 an hour. They don't mind working extra hours at $7.25 an hour. So they're going to be taking a lot of the jobs that Black teenagers held. They're going to be taking a lot of those jobs, especially the ones the ones that don't mind working longer hours for less pay. Oh yeah. But anyway, I hope I answered your question. I don't know if I did, but
yeah, you did. You answered the question.
Okay.
So let's talk about the book. You mentioned another book, so let's go ahead and get to that.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to pull up, the fact that what is contained in The Devil You Know, a Black Power Manifesto. A lot of the stuff that Charles Blow talks about in his book, I have not read, but I read an article on it, an NPR article. But a lot of the stuff that he talks about in his book has been discussed, by Angelsnupnup7 on Reality's Temple on Earth internet ministry for the past 3 years. The only difference is Angelsnupnup7 is talking about taking control of only one state in the South. Charles Blow is telling you to take control of various southern states.
Right.
He's talking about a great migration of the American Negro back to the South in order to consolidate power for ourselves. And we were on track to do that. But because of racial terrorism and mass murder and genocide of Black folks in the South following the Civil War, that's the reason why a lot of Black people migrated north. And things were still the same for Black people when they migrated north. A lot of them were being lynched in the northern states. A lot of them ended up missing and dead. Ku Klux Klan members, they also burned a lot of our ancestors up north, just like they did in the South. It was the same thing. It was the same racial terrorism being perpetuated against our Black Northerners, like the Southerners. So the Ku Klux Klan, they were everywhere. They were all over the United States, and this U.S. government allowed the Ku Klux Klan to terrorize Black people as well. They allowed that to happen to Black people, and they also, as a way of getting revenge, they allowed all these crime laws to be passed in the 1980s. Okay, like the drug crime laws and stuff like that. They allowed all of that to be passed to basically neutralize the Black community, to weaken the Black family. You understand? They allowed all of that. This U.S. government allowed the drug wars against the Black community in the 1980s, and they flooded our communities beginning in the late 70s with crack cocaine. The CIA, the FBI, they brought the crack and the cocaine into our neighborhoods in the 1970s, starting in the 1970s. And next thing you know, it was a crack epidemic for an entire decade and more after that. Now, that was a form of revenge because of the civil rights gains that happened in the 1960s. You understand? So I feel that Operation Exodus Mississippi could work, but the only problem is you're dealing with a people that have the mind of a slave. You're dealing with people that have the mind of a slave.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's a problem. Religion and spirituality is a problem, whether you want to realize that or not. Okay. And that's going to be our downfall. Also, one more thing. Now, don't say we can't go extinct in this country. Don't say it can't happen. Okay, all they got to do is cut off the water supply, the food supply. You're done. Cut the water off and the food. Don't deliver no groceries. Don't deliver no food to the grocery store. You're done. Plain and simple.
Right.
Because you don't own no resources. You don't control nothing. We don't control nothing. Think about it. Somebody else is feeding you and your children. Somebody else is providing the water for you and your household. Somebody else is providing a roof over your head.
Right.
Now, we can go extinct either one of two ways. Okay. Just outright genocide.
All right. Something
Are
happened.
you okay, sweetie?
You all right, brother?
Okay? I ain't trying to be funny. Are you okay? Because you don't sound too good. Talib.
I put myself on mute. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Right.
Brother, do you have the other person on the phone? Do they want to say something?
Is Talib okay?
Yeah, he's all right.
Go ahead.
Is he okay?
I'm gonna let the brother speak. I'm gonna go ahead and let the brother speak.
Talib,
I'm getting ready to go ahead and wrap it up a little bit.
Let me finish saying what I gotta say.
Okay, we gotta make it. We're gonna have to make it quick.
Let me finish saying what I gotta say.
Listen.
This is not a laughing matter.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to speed it up because I have to, keep the show going. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is not a laughing matter. What I'm saying is not a laughing matter. It's not to be taken as a joke. I'm serious about what I said. We can go extinct in this country either one of two ways. Now, it can be done through, black men and black women dating outside their race and having kids with these other folks, and therefore, creating all these mulatto children. And it can be done through that. And also, they can just downright genocide us. Now, and that's all. Go ahead. That's all I got to say.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
Go ahead.
I'm done.
Okay. All right, brother.
First of all, no disrespect intended, but now when y'all heard the laughing in the background, I just wanted to say that I was laughing at earlier on how the conversation went when I first started watching the video, dealing with the questions about the agnosticism and dealing with the atheism. I don't really think, in my opinion, that should have been a discussion at all. Okay, because what we're trying to do is liberate the people. Okay, like what the sister said, from being exterminated. Okay, and this is very serious to me personally and generally, because I've been a part of the pro-black conscious community, and I've seen even through that phase nothing done to liberate us once and for all from this racist oppressor. Okay,
right.
Another thing is that I don't see our leaders today doing nothing to help change our situation, other than taking money from slave massa and keeping their mouth shut. Just like he say, take this money under the table and keep your mouth shut, Negro.
Right.
Like it's always been. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that we can go extinct. Just like I used to hear them make them wacky in the pro-black conscious community. Oh, we're God to the universe. They can't destroy us all. You know what I'm saying? We come from different planets and different. I'm like, what? Are you serious? So Did that stop them from killing the Native Americans, the ancient Native Americans that was black? And there was tens of millions of them right here in this land called North America. Now today it is 44 plus million of us as indigenous black Americans who may have parts of Native American in us, part of African in us, even parts of Caribbean in us, and of course Caucasian in us, but they planning on taking us out of here.
Right.
And they have the resources to actually do it more than they did during historic chattel slavery.
Yes.
And see, black people need to understand and realize this. And this is the reason why a lot of black people cannot understand me because, or don't know how to take me, because I'm not for games. And I'm definitely, the platform we speak from here at Operation Exodus Mississippi / Reality Temples or Ministry on Earth, it's not playing no games.
Yes, sir.
This is very serious. We are in a crisis right now as a people.
All right.
Here in Lincoln, Nebraska, where I live at, racism has been declared, speaking of mental health, a mental health crisis. You see what I'm saying? Because of how these races is discriminating and racially profiling us and discriminating against us in all different type of